To my daughter, where I come from, you shall never endure. The tears from my eyes, you will never cry.
When I was very young, let's see, it was probably 9 or 10 years old, and my mother and my sister and brothers, we were going to go to my grandmother's house, and my mother was leaving my stepfather, and we hitchhiked 300 miles, and we crossed the bridge in where we lived, and when we got on the other side of the bridge, my sister and my older brother and me, we would get down in over the hill or something from the highway, and my mother and my little brother would stand on top and thumb our ride, and then when a car stopped, we'd all run up and get in the car.
Leaving your stepdad?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Oh, well, we were happy about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he was mean to us kids. Not to my mother, I don't think, but to us. I don't know if you call it mean, but I guess maybe all parents do that. I don't know. Well, I was sad some of the time when we lived with my stepdad because, like I say, he made us do things we didn't like to do. He smoked cigarettes and he rolled his own, and he would make my brother and me go down to the theater at night and pick up cigarette butts and open them up and put them in a can, and we had to stay there until we got a whole can of tobacco before we could come home. And we didn't like that.
Views on your bad stepdad, did that like have a change in your perspective on men? Or?
A little, yes. I thought I'd never find one like that and stay with it. Not to treat my kids the way I was treated by my stepdad, not by my mother. My mother always treated us good. Well, no. I think I probably could have been a better parent if I hadn't gone through what I had gone through. But I did my best.
The bruises deep under my skin will never taint your soul. The men that abuse my life, you will never call father. The constant threats of my home, you will never have to fear.
She was mean. She beat on us for anything we did.
Is there like a specific example?
Yeah, when I jumped off the roof with the umbrella, she beat me. No, she was just a mean woman. No matter what you did, you didn't do anything right. You weren't allowed to go anywhere or have friends over. If they left, they'd take the inside of the telephone out, take it with them, so you couldn't talk on the phone. I just never going to be like that. He did. Hello.
As a child.
Not having your mom. Being brought up by my grandma and my dad. My dad wasn't much help in anything, but it was his mom disciplined us and raised us. And she was just, I don't have any happy childhood memories. Everybody loves their grandparents. I didn't like my grandmother. I could not stand the woman. She wasn't a nice person. My mom used to send us presents, and my grandmother would open them, and if it was something really nice, she'd rewrap it and tell us it was from her. And if it wasn't, she'd tell us that your mother got this off the dump for you. And we were only 4, 5, 6. We didn't know. We kind of believed her. Every time my mom came to town, she'd make sure we were gone so we couldn't see her. I did see her they'd only let us be with her for a couple hours because she was such a bad person, they tell us.
Actually, spend more time with your mom.
When I ran away, when I was 17 years old, to go live with my mom.
There's a story. Why'd you run away?
Because I just couldn't stand it at that house anymore when I was a teenager.
Did you get in touch with your mom?
Yeah, I used to write to her all the time.
Yeah.
I set up a little plan where my aunt helped me pack up and catch a flight. I came back a year later and kidnapped my brother and took him with me. I don't have much confidence in myself. I hardly ever smile. Just never have. So yeah, his brother was nothing to smile about. I think I was a better parent. I was a single parent, but I think I was better than my father ever was. And I don't do anything that she ever did. So I just, I think I'm a better person than she ever was.
The lies that corrupted my heart, you will never hear. The childhood memories stolen from me, you will never lose. The burdens that have weighed me down, you will never have to carry.
And I remember waking up in the middle of the night several times to my mom sitting on the end of my bed crying, holding my baby brother, because my stepdad had come home drunk and abused her. As a very young child at 4, I remember being whipped with a belt and him cracking the belt, folding it in half and cracking it in front of me and threatening to beat my ass with it. So my mom endured a lot with him. We eventually lost the house we were living in because he spent the rent money on marijuana. And we were forced to move. We moved several times when I was young. And each time we moved, it seemed to get worse and worse. She packed us up and we moved to my grandma's house. And the next time I remember seeing him, he came over to my grandma's and was being very verbally abusive, using a lot of bad language in front of me and my brother, accusing my mom of brainwashing us. And at that moment, she finally told me the truth. And for the first time in my life, I found out that the father that had been abusive to her and to me wasn't really my father. And they moved, I was born in Iowa, and they moved me from Iowa here to Washington, and she changed my name to my stepdad's last name, and all the pictures of my real father were hidden from me, any memories, anything. I was only 2 when they split up, so I had no recollection or visual memories of him at all. I don't remember birthdays or Christmases. I don't remember ever seeing him. And that was really, I would say, a turning point, kind of traumatic thing, because I'd felt as a child kind of betrayed, growing up thinking this other man that was so cruel was my father. I have been in relationships that I've stayed in where I've been verbally abused or physically abused, mentally abused, and I wonder if my childhood has anything to do with that, if that has made me drawn towards men that do that, or I never saw myself as good enough or smart enough or pretty enough or talented enough to go after what I wanted, or told that I could do it. Mm-hmm. So that held me back, I think, through my whole life. I've always wanted my children to do better than I did, and know that no matter how well they did, it's good enough, and that I love them unconditionally.
The fears that I had to survive, you will never have to escape from. The pain that tore my life will never be your home. I promise this from me to you, my daughter.